Like that's crazy. Like the whole like Trudeau thing. Like, he's just already gone. Like they just boom. We got some other guy in there after all these years.
Now we're all following the Carney code, just like the Simpsons said.
Yeah, crazy how
His name Mike, Mark,
like Carney,
Mike.
Yeah,
I don't even know his name.
But yeah, I just saw he did something with Mike Myers. They were like sitting down, chilling, talking about Canada.
Oh, really?
Well, I saw that he did like I don't know if it was a pregame skate with the Oilers or something. Maybe it was during practice.
Mike Myers can skate?
I don't know if no, not him, but the Carney guy.
How old's Carney?
He skated?
We think he's like 50?
I have no idea.
That must be annoying for the hockey people. They're trying to practice and then the prime minister's here, just skating.
Did you ever see Putin
riding a horse?
Not just a picture. But it's like there was a thing where it's like they have him show up for like hockey and they all just treat him like imagine how you would treat a kid on the ice. Like they're just they pass him the puck and they let him score on him and they just praise him like he's the best fucking hockey player in the world.
I know that.
And it's like it's so gross.
Yeah, but like if you go against them, you're gonna die.
I know. That's why it's like you see him and they're just like he does the shittiest deeks. And can you imagine being so scared to be that goalie because he's not good at hockey? And then it's like if you accidentally save this, oh my fuck.
Yeah.
Well, apparently he spoke with Trump recently, and they're like talking about, I guess, the Four Nations thing or whatever. And they're like, yeah, we should do like a tournament with like U.S. versus Russia. And it's just like, holy fuck! And like everyone in Canada, like not Canada, but just the hockey world, NHL world, was just like, fucking do that. Just because of all this shit happening with Russia and the war and everything. Like that's why I don't know if they'll be in the Olympics and stuff. Like just like you want Ovechkin, you want Shesterkin and like all the Russian players to be there. They're one of the best players in the world.
Because like you don't want. I mean, I understand you're trying to break bread and try to stop a war, but at the same time, they instigated a war, and then you're playing hockey with them. A little weird.
I just don't get Trump's like. I don't know if he's like more positive with Putin, but it's just like I feel like he just like he actually likes him or something. I don't know.
He does.
It just really seems like it's so weird.
Well, do you know what I just remember is that when Trump was in office, he was chilling with Putin and Kim Jong-un. Or Il. Who's in their office? Is it an office? Who's in charge over there? Kim Jong-un? Il?
He's the king or something.
How ill is he? Or is he just un?
No.
Is he
He's un.
I think
Il died from an assassination by
Wait, is Il his dad?
I think so.
Kim Jong-il. Remember that fuck?
I know.
I'm really saying a bunch of shit about all these leaders. Let's bring up Xi Jinping. Episode 90. We're going for the fucking fences here. We're taking out all the leaders.
Goddamn. So everybody was concerned about that Beauty. What was I saying? The Snow White movie.
I just want to bring because I don't want to get off the topic of Russia because there's something I can say that's still topical about this. So I just got food ordered, Popeyes, by this man named Pavlov, and he was the stereotypical Russian man. Like he showed up and I get a call and he's like, "Are you at door 37?" And then I'm like, "No, man, I'm at door 35. I'm just around the corner. I'm actually right by your car. So if you like come over, you can just hand me the food." He's like, "Okay." And then he shows up and then he walks down the stairs. And I work at a school. And then he looks at me and he's like, "Is this school?" And then I'm like, "Yeah, it looked like prison." He hands me the food and I'm like, "Oh, no, it's school."
Really?
And he just left. I was like, holy fuck. Like, no emotion, flat, just, it looked like prison.
It's funny how they I was selling like a dehumidifier. Then like this Russian lady showed up, and I've never like encountered an actual Russian before. But she was like, "Does it work?" Or lighter voice for a woman, of course. Does it work? Or whatever. But yeah, I showed that it worked, and I'm here. I am carrying it like heavy. She throws it on her shoulder and walks away. The fucking thing's like 40, 50 pounds. She doesn't give a shit. I was like, oh no, I need to hit the gym.
I love that big diss though. In Canada, school looks like prison. Like the funny thing is, like you always hear about like Russia being rough and intense, and it's like. You're saying our schools look like prisons? What's going on over there? I want to see Russian schools. Let me see the schools. Do they get Popeyes delivered there?
That school specifically, I'd say it looks like a prison a little bit.
The back.
From the outside. Like from the side of the school.
It's very brick wallish.
Yeah.
Stop. Every time the cameras go on, the mics go to his face. This guy's yawning. Every time he gets so tired. I brought him an ice cap and
I don't know
everything.
what it is about yawning. It's like when I'm recording my videos, the same thing. I start yawning. And that's where I was talking about Christian. I was like, because someone else mentioned it. And I was like, I agree. Doesn't mean I'm bored or I'm tired or I'm not interested. I don't know what the fuck it means.
See, there is a thing, evolutionarily speaking, where it's like you only yawn when you're very relaxed and you feel protected.
I was gonna.
You're not going to be yawning if there's a tiger around,
See,
right?
I was gonna make. I thought you were going the same place I was because you were like, what'd you say? Instinctually? What?
Evolutionarily.
Evolutionarily.
I don't think it's
because
a word. But
these mics are like dick shaped, so I was like, every time you get it close to your mouth.
Evolution. No.
Every time. Oh.
Well, that is another explanation. It's like when you're hunting. No, actually, how does that make any sense? No. Yeah, it's like group behavior. It's like when you're yawning. That's why it's like not addictive. It's like, what do you say? When one person yawns, another person yawns and sees you yawn.
Like contagious.
It's like contagious. Yeah. So that's why it's like group behavior. If everybody's yawning, it says like right now it's safe. You can go to sleep. There's no danger right now.
Does that affect you guys though? When somebody else yawns, do you yawn? Because every time you yawn, I don't yawn.
I suppress the yawn because I'm not going to be yawning on the podcast.
I think it's only like, I don't think that happens to me often because I think it's something where it's like you have to think about it. Well, like when somebody else yawns, I'm not thinking about the yawn.
You guys ever yawn, but not, and like, or like try not to yawn. So you're not opening your mouth. So you're just kind of like, you try to like maintain a normal face, not doing the whole like,
no, but I have tried to sneeze with my eyes open. Have you ever tried that?
That's scary.
It's impossible. You can't sneeze with your eyes open.
No,
I think it's because you don't want your eyes to fly out. Yeah.
Your eyes to fly out.
Yeah, no, I think I don't think you want pressure on your eyes to like go, because it's an explosion in your fucking face. It's like,
in public, are you closing your nose when you sneeze?
Yeah. I sneeze. You go in your elbow.
I'm a sloppy sneezer. Wait. I have to. If I wasn't there's people that I see that sneeze and it's like they're like, and then it's like nothing comes out. Yeah. If I sneeze, my brain's flying out. Like shit, there's gonna be wet. There's gonna be solids.
What'd you say you do in public? What was that? No, I didn't hear that.
I sneeze.
Did you say you plug your nose?
Yeah, if I'm gonna sneeze, I'll plug.
That'd fucking hurt. Do you do that in public? What?
Yeah.
You don't sneeze just in your shirt? Or like,
no, that would gross me out.
You know what I mean? In your elbow?
No, I said shit flies out of my nose.
No, usually if I sneeze, there's nothing that comes out. But like sometimes but sometimes like right now I'm plugged up. So like if I sneeze now, something will come out. But I've tried sneezing and like not like keeping my mouth open. I don't know why I did it.
It hurts.
I just fucking coughed. It was like everything came out. I said cock.
I've tried like I've done that where it's like I've been coughing and then it's like I sneeze and my mouth's open. It hurts the fucking back of your throat. But no, I can't sneeze without the fucking world coming out of my nose and it's gonna be gross. And I can't be like there's been times where I try to like go like this because I'll like it just fucking hurts, but it's better than I've had to like brought up my hand to my nose and then I accidentally sneeze and then my hand's covered in fucking wet bugs.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's always the worst, when you do that in your hands, you're just like in public. Or
I know, and you're like oh, like where else are you going to put it? You got to rub it on your pants. But it's like, I don't want it on my shirt either. So it's like, I'd rather just fucking plug my nose and then try to get to some toilet paper to blow my nose or a tissue.
That's happened to me while driving. Then I'm just like, fuck, what do I do? I don't get to an accident.
Disgusting driving habits. I hate it.
Habits.
These are things I do on the daily. No, but it's like, I'm the person who goes to like Tim Hortons or something and I ask for extra napkins because those are going right in the fucking glove box because I'm a sneezy bitch. And most times if I'm being active in any way, walking even, it's like my nose is fucking running. My nose runs when I eat warm food. Does that happen to you guys? Like when I eat warm food, my fucking nose is dripping.
Yeah. Like ghost pepper wings kind of shit.
I didn't mean spicy. I just meant warm.
Oh, you just mean warm.
No, for me, spicy food will do it.
Well, spicy food will do it, but it's like if my head's tilted down in any sense, big fat bugs. But we were getting into a Disney thing, and I did want to talk about because there's the Goofy doc coming out. But just because before we get into full on Disney, I wanted to tell you a story that I already told this man here, this hot man. So I got a new phone, iPhone 16 Pro Max. You guys are seeing it right there. That's it. That's the camera.
It's cool.
But so they do very easy now. You because with a place that we get our phones, they do you can give the phone back, and then it's like if you it makes your bill cheaper by giving the phone back, as well as at the end you could pay an extra $500 to keep the phone, or you give it back, and then no harm, no foul. So it's like I was giving the phone back. So they do something where you can like just right there, they swap data from phone to phone, everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't have anything really on the phone, so it only took like half an hour. But it's like, so I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna roam around the mall. So I go look. I like looking at the jewelry. I like seeing, because sometimes you can catch some fucking insane deals. Like one time I got fucking diamond earrings for like $30. Like, and they were decent sized diamond earrings for $30. Pretty cool.
Oh.
But they had this Disney collection. Now they had like the fucking lamp from Aladdin. They had like a ship from Lilo and Stitch. They had like stuff Cinderella inspired. But the thing that caught my eye was Beauty and the Beast.
Oh yeah.
Now they had a ring that was like the red rose, but they also had a necklace that was the rose. Like, you know, the fucking thing that was in the glass container. It's like in a glass shadow box and the rose is in there. They had that full thing. And it was like this big, but it was around your neck. And it was like all gold rose with diamond encrusted and like rubies. And I was like, okay, I didn't think these things would be too crazy, because I was like, this is Disney inspired. And I was like, I thought they were trying to make these at least semi-affordable. But it's like, I was looking at it and I saw the woman, she was dealing with somebody else. So then I was like, she caught my eye and she was like, I was like, okay, now I'm kind of in this. So she walks over and she's like, oh, hi. And I'm like, oh, hey, you know, I was just looking at this stuff's really nice. And she's like, oh, it's beautiful. And she's like, what are you interested in? And I was like, you know what? That rose is really cool. And she's like, it is. And then she was like, it's $4,500. And then I was like, big one. No, in my
that laugh.
In my head, it probably felt like a 30-second pause, but I probably answered immediately. But my soul died a bit. But then she's like, "Oh, it must be for somebody special," and I'm not one. Like in my head, I couldn't even lie and just be like, "Oh, it is," but I was just like, "Well, actually."
Yeah.
No, nobody's dead in this story. I was just like, no, but actually, I thought it would just be, if I was to end up with somebody, this is very beautiful, and I would just want them to have this, whoever I end up with. So I'm just thinking about getting paid soon, and then I'll probably come over and buy this. And she was like, oh, that's beautiful. And then I was like, okay, you have a good day. And while walking away in my head, I'm like, I'm never fucking coming back here. I'm like, you're never going to see me again. Nobody's buying this fucking thing, especially not me. I was like, I didn't want to seem like a broke ass bitch wasting your time, but I'm never coming back. Ever. Yeah. You're never going to see me again. That thing was too expensive. $4,500. It's not even an engagement ring.
I know, right? You could buy diamonds for that shit.
I remember one time I went I went to like some place. I was going to buy like a fish tank or whatever. And I don't know. I didn't want it though, actually, or something like that. But I told the guy I'll get it because he just seemed all excited. I don't know. It's so hard to get out of those situations sometimes because you're talking with them, everything's going so good. You don't want to just be like, nah, whatever. Like it depends. Like most of the time I can do that, but sometimes they're very happy and they're very like, oh, you know, So I was just like, oh, okay, well, I'll be back in like 30 minutes. Oh, I just left.
See, there's always just a thing where I don't want to be them to be like broke ass bitch. You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't want them to assume I can't afford this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like, I don't want it.
I don't sell Disney stuff for that. Were they good replicas for that price?
It was honestly beautiful, but it's like, who's really buying this? Like, it's like, who?
You just gotta say it's too cheap.
Damn, yeah. Solid flex.
Like, it's a bit too cheap.
See, if that was actually Aladdin's lamp, I would pay the price. I could get 3 more wishes.
Well, actually, you know what'd be funny? If I just went like completely like fucking crazy, just like became the beast. It's my rose.
Return with like a fursuit on. You're like,
where belongs to me.
Forbidden. Or whatever.
Like I bought my ex a
yeah, exactly. We yelled at Bell or whatever.
Touching it is forbidden.
Yeah. Show up.
It sounds like my naked body.
Once I show up as Aladdin, then go real. Our prime minister showed up as Aladdin one time. It wasn't very good for him.
Are you running for office?
No.
Oh, hey, I don't know what that means. Don't do that. Just don't do it if you're running for office.
See, I don't know why jewelry has to be expensive because I bought an engagement ring before that was $3,000. I don't think it's too crazy for engagement rings.
It's all.
I actually think that's kind of like
bullshit.
It's about scarcity, right? It's just because these things are not. It's just because they're rare. That's one of those things. It's like
there's one company that manufactures or gets all the diamonds, and they only release a couple at a time because they need that scarcity, so the price goes up. But they have like a fucking monopoly on diamonds. There's actually a fuckload of diamonds out there, but because they only release a couple,
I brought where I got the ring. The guy is an old man, and he looks exactly and he talked exactly and literally the way the old man from Toy Story 2.
I was just gonna say, was that old man?
Yeah, everything, his suit and everything. He was just the shop, same vibe, everything. The way he talked about it, I was just like, fuck him. This is Toy Story 2 right now.
I can remember when he's threading that needle.
Yeah.
Who are you guys talking about? I mean, I know the guy who what?
Yeah, he's the guy who fixes Woody in Toy Story 2.
Yeah.
You saw him in a
basically, yeah, at a jewelry store. It was like this old antique jewelry shop somewhere. I don't know where it was actually.
Could have been him.
I don't remember what he sounded like. I remember
he had a
polishing
dad
that
too,
shoe,
just kind of insane. His dad was very old.
Very ripped.
He says something at the end when he closes the thing, and he's like, "I remember the old man. How he I remember what's the line? He closes the fucking thing, and he's like, pretty much says you can't be rough with him anymore because Woody's arm ripped off. Because what happened was Al moved and it got stuck the thread, and then he rocked away, and then his whole arm
was
fell
the
off.
nerd collector voiced by that fat guy
Newman.
Yeah, I recognize it. Poor guy. We know him as Newman. No actor name.
His name's Wayne Knight.
Yeah, Wayne Knight.
Wayne Newman.
Sometimes I just say things to the general audience.
Oh, I see. Lower to my level.
Well, if I said Wayne Knight, would you have known?
Oh, Wayne Knight. So dreamy.
Do you remember him eating those fucking cheesies on the couch or Cheetos on the couch in Toy Story 2?
Oh, yeah.
He made those Cheetos look good. Wait, what? He made those Cheetos look good.
Oh.
Wayne Knight.
Sex sells. Do you remember he had those cheesy fingers and the dog was fucking licking them?
Yeah, I didn't think any of that looked good though.
Well, not his fingers.
We're talking about
so horny over there. Oh fuck!
That did nothing for me personally.
You know what I thought was so good though, and everyone, you guys better agree. The
Elastigirl?
No, the bugs on Lion King during Hakuna Matata.
Oh, do you know what?
Rubs.
The lesser known thing that I like that I just watched today was that back in the day, Disney Channel used to actually do cover songs. And there was a version that they did of just the bugs, and it was Timon and Pumbaa. And you know the song Yummy, 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 I Got Love in My Tummy?
Yeah.
They were singing Yummy, 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 I Got Bugs in My Tummy. And the whole song was about them eating these big, fat, juicy bugs.
Okay. I hate bugs.
They look so juicy and colorful, like fruit, like candy.
I know. It's a lot grosser when you realize that they're alive. And they're squeezing them. And they're just fucking
But to me, it just seemed like fruit gushers or something with more water, and I don't know.
And legs. And legs and souls. These little things with souls.
I love that Hakuna Matata. It's so popular and a great song.
A good song.
But then it's its message phrase. Is stop caring about responsibility. That's what
it's a good motto.
Worries. Just all you gotta do is abandon and chill in the jungle.
You know what? Probably just smoking 5 joints in a row, listening to Hakuna Matata is an experience.
Fuck, I want to do that.
Like Timon and Pumbaa would do that if they knew about it.
They must have been.
It follows their philosophy.
They were 100% stoners, if you really think about it. They were just 2 lazy guys that ate all the time.
And they're voiced by Seth Rogen.
Back then, actually, voiced by Nathan Lane. Nathan Lane was Timon, and Nathan Lane's all-star.
Yeah.
Nathan Lane can do no wrong in my books. Great actor. But since we're talking about being kids here, this is funny. So I used to listen to rap as a kid. Now, one of the best things is that I'll fully admit I was dumb, uncultured, uneducated. But there was a song I used to listen to on Tech Nine's album called Breaking Into Colored Houses. Now, my dumb ass had no idea it was about colored people. I thought this was like a Tim Burton-esque neighborhood. And these are all vibrant colored houses.
Yeah.
And you know what? I just heard that song recently and only just was like, oh, that's what this is. And I was like, right away, I was like, colored. I was like, oh, it's like fluorescent houses.
Yeah.
I was like, what a weird song to make. Just about breaking into these fucking sweet houses.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
There's a lot of shit like that I didn't realize when I was a kid that, when I was older, I was like, oh,
like
shit.
inside jokes
that
and
means
like
that.
cartoon movies or movies in general where it's just like, oh, they were saying that. And I just flew over your head.
But see, okay, sickness, right? Sickness in general. The funniest thing is like usually when you talk to somebody, like let's say we just hung out, and the next thing you know, fucking next weekend you were sick, and then you're like, oh, I got sick, and then I was like, oh, like I was feeling kind of sick last weekend. Then you're like, oh, you gave me this. Somebody's always looking for somebody to blame for the fucking sickness. Always. They love to trace the sickness. Yeah. They like to be like, oh, you fucking gave me this. Like, you need somebody to blame for the way that you feel. You're like, oh, you fucking did this to me. And you're like, no, but it's like, I only had a sore throat. And it's like, you're all stuffed up. And it's like, oh, who was it? Who did this? Yeah. And it's like, you're looking and it's like, if anybody else gives you any inkling, you're you need to blame that sickness on somebody.
If any of us are sick, we know who to blame.
We know. We're tracing it right back to you.
Although I'm not sick.
How dare you?
What do you mean you're not sick?
You're vomiting blood over there.
Just mucus in my throat.
What's the difference?
It's from allergies. Literally.
What allergies? Like it's not even spring yet.
I don't know. I've never coughed.
There's still snow everywhere.
First day of spring, a couple days ago.
Yeah, there's no snow on the leaves. Wait, there's no trees in this. What's happening?
All of that is true.
There's snow on the ground and there's no leaves on the trees. That's what I'm saying.
To eat this and leave something white on my face.
You're never scared of that
normally. Man.
What else did I? Oh,
in terms of that. Oh, shit, you never saw it. You never saw the damn thing. You should watch Daredevil yet?
No.
Son of a bitch.
Well, you guys keep saying how much it sucks.
I'll rant on it. No, I'm kidding. There's a scene that everybody loves so much, which is a good scene.
It sucks, but the last episode got so good at the end.
Yeah.
And it's like, see, that's why old Daredevil was fucking good.
Because the ending was really good?
Yeah, no. That's the thing. Is like, that's kind of what I pointed out as well. It's like, uneven as fuck, but damn, that moment. The moment like, at the end.
That's what I mean. When you look at who made the original, like who wanted and who was passionate about the first Daredevil series, it was Drew Goddard. That's the guy who made Cabin in the Woods. Like, that's a good fucking showrunner. And it's like, who's doing it now? Isn't it like some weird, like the guy who did Loki or some shit?
Yeah.
But like, if you look at the writers, why didn't you bring back some of the writers?
Well,
like, what are they doing?
I heard they got rid of Marvel TV after Netflix and all that. They completely dismantled the whole fucking thing. And then they worked on all their Disney shit and realized, oh, fuck, we actually need to like rebuild that. So I think they're trying to rebuild everything right now, but it's not the same as what Marvel TV used to be with Netflix.
I wish they would stop with the TV show.
So they really fucked up.
Apparently, they have a new announcement or whatever. They're making a Champions TV show, which is basically the Young Avengers.
Okay.
I think a TV show. Movie.
Okay, I really think that they can have. Okay, they don't need to bring Daredevil into the Avengers, right? Or do you guys want to?
That's the thing. It's like,
because it's
Doomsday, will they?
Because like you can give them their own thing, or like where you know that like that's where it's like the street level universe can be different, because like Avengers were always used to conquer like universal threats.
That's the thing. Is imagine Daredevil like in the Avengers. What do you like? How would he get along with?
Well, they would need to do like he was bit by a radioactive Daredevil.
Yeah, I know, because like this version of Daredevil, he's more CG when he fights for some reason. So he could probably go toe to toe. I don't see him as like I'm watching the show. I don't view it like it's in the MCU still. I don't know why.
Yeah, but if Daredevil got punched by Thanos, he'd turn into Jello.
Yeah, but like Hawkeye, he's better than Hawkeye, right? Because Hawkeye can shoot really well. Bullseye's better than Wait, who's better, Hawkeye or Bullseye?
Bullseye.
Bullseye's better than Hawkeye, right?
Yeah,
he's fucking cool. And
Hawkeye has missed multiple times.
That's true. I can get Bullseye in the fucking Avengers.
Wait, after bringing in Bullseye, you just totally fucked up Hawkeye, because Hawkeye only like uses the bow.
Yeah, and Bullseye can You can throw a fucking pencil over there and take us all out.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying
they fucked up Hawkeye really bad.
Yeah, I don't. Him and his fucking family.
He worked because we had little. Like honestly, it's insane to think that Natasha and fucking Clint were in the Avengers in the first place.
Yeah,
these people couldn't move fucking Thanos' pinky.
Well, I thought I was okay with them just being a part of S.H.I.E.L.D., like with Nick Fury, but then they really became a part of the Avengers, and I'm like, well, you're not that powerful.
Yeah, it's true. There's better.
I don't know.
Throwing the Avengers.
One of the things that I love, like back to Resident Evil, baby, I love just going there, is that you have people, normal people, going up against extraordinary odds and conquering them. But you already have super people in this universe. So it's like if you have these other people and they just seem shittier.
It's true.
Like that's the reason why it's like I didn't care about the Resident Evil things where you bring in Chris and that, because you have a superhuman. So it's like everything she's doing is cooler.
Yeah, pretty much. And there's just so many super geniuses in the show. Not in the show, in the MCU in general at this point. It's hard to get good Avenger characters. Yeah, no, in general, right?
So,
oh,
so apparently, though, they're one of the Russo brothers. Maybe both of them said it at the same time. But basically, they were saying that they were saying that they said that they love writing villains that think that they're the hero of their stories or something. I think they're referencing Doctor Doom. So that's probably what they're going to do.
I do like that as well. You know, I like a villain that's not just I'm evil, Doom, but more like I have a way of fixing things. And
I don't know. I do like because Joker is just pure evil, and I do enjoy that.
Yeah, but apparently these movies are supposed to be the beginning of something. That's the way they're doing it.
See, there's this popular theory, and we have talked about it before, that how like Tony Stark is the Tony Stark we know in MCU has always been Doom. But like he was just raised nature versus nurture. He was raised as Tony Stark because of some bullshit.
Oh,
the theory is like kind of going viral as an idea. I wonder if that's something they would consider or if that's too far fetched.
I wouldn't mind that. That'd be kind of.
How are we feeling about? Some people think it's Spider-Man 4 is going to be taking place on Battleworld. Would Battleworld as a concept be too much for modern?
I don't even know what that is.
Battleworld is like imagine just like over there is remember we talked about
the Colosseum.
Over there's Greenland with a bunch of Hulks. Over there's Metal Land. Oh, Iron Man's. It's that kind of shit.
Oh, but also that scene where Iron Man is talking to Doctor Strange and it's like, oh, there's all these million possibilities, but like this is the one where you gotta like, you know, that means whatever the possibility he was Doctor Doom or something.
Yeah, you think Doctor Strange would know more about Tony? Be like, oh fuck, this guy's Doom, right? Oh, also another theory was that Doctor Doom is going to possess the dead body of Tony.
Well,
that would be fucking cool. I'd love that.
Well, no, but like what he was referring to wasn't universes. He was referring to possibilities. So it's like it wasn't like.
Well, isn't that what Doctor Doom would be? Like in this one, he's from a different universe.
Yeah, probably. Yes, but I just mean like with the possibilities thing. It's like what he was referring to there was like we can go in a certain direction, and there's only one way that we conquer this. But like that means like if we're talking about like if you're thinking about it in a certain way, it would also be like there's multiple universes where they pay off, but like at the end something goes different. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
So it's like from there. So it's not like out of those because that's the thing is like if there was only one universe where they actually defeated Thanos, then Thanos would be the conqueror of every universe.
Yeah.
Wait, what was he calculating there? Like he was going to
possibilities.
Just of what?
Of like what they have to do to actually win.
Okay.
So like
didn't they kill Thanos in another universe and Multiverse of Madness?
Well, like that's the thing. There's probably some where Thanos was never born. There's probably some where Thanos got fucking killed in the Battle of New York somehow.
I guess it's just from that point on. What else can we do? 'Cause I'm sure maybe before this shit happened, there's more possibilities of killing Thanos.
They do say that this one's the main timeline, though, right?
Yeah,
I always think that's always in all the movies. Like this one's the main one.
Yeah, that's what they do in Loki or whatever. This is the sacred timeline.
I don't know. It just means like this. That's the one that we're getting movies for. So
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So, an insider or whatever said like, "Oh, I just heard about the plot of Doomsday," and she put like a worried emoticon and like a eye roll emoticon. So whatever that means,
I'll ask you guys something fun. So out of all the people that we've seen so far, who would you love to see either a more evil version of, or like you could say like an evil Captain America? You know what I mean? Like who took like the super serum, like an evil Steve Rogers who like took the super serum but realized that people suck cock. So he just tried to go nuts.
What I would want is, and it's kind of funny we're talking about it, I want an evil Iron Man. I want superior Iron Man. The guy that gives Daredevil his vision back but makes him reliant on pills to keep his vision, but he puts it at like $10,000 per pill. He's that evil fucking bastard.
He's just big pharma.
Yeah, or superior Iron Man is like, oh, I've got drones flying all over the planet watching you do crime, and then I'll shoot and you're dead.
Did you guys ever see the Superior Spider-Man comic?
Oh,
I have a few of those. Octopus. Yeah, Dr. Octopus pretty much kills the subconscious of Peter Parker and takes over his body.
It's right in their body.
But then I think how it ends is like there's a little shred of Peter still in there and ends up conquering Oct. But it's pretty cool because even like it's weird because he starts off like as evil, but it's like the more he goes, it's like pretty much like his body's like pure and it starts
happens a lot.
They like join.
I was just reading about the Kraven Last Hunt, where Kraven captures Spider-Man, buries him alive, puts on his costume, goes around as Spider-Man. People are like, "That's not Spider-Man." A lot of people do that. A lot of personal Spider-Man nowadays.
Do you think they're going to introduce Spider-Man 2099?
That's
like he's really big in this whole multiverse shit.
Do you think we'll get? Oh, I love that. Do you think we'll get Miles Morales in the Young Avengers TV show? Or is that Sony?
They got to stop Sony with the multiverse shit now.
I think I like it in Invincible, but I agree. Marvel's not doing a terrible job.
They just, you know what? It could have been so cool, but they fucked it all up.
Yeah.
It should have been a lot more team up movies like Deadpool and Wolverine. That's where they went wrong. The point of like that's the thing. It's you don't make singular movies.
Yeah.
This is the time where you make like Captain America and fucking Wolverine and Hulk, and they're all like doing something. You make it like the TV shows.
That's what you do.
Like. The whole 10 years was building up to this. It's like now we got everybody. Then you have the Avengers movies, and it's like you have all of them. But then it's like you have like that's why people love Thor Ragnarok. It was a big team up movie.
Oh yeah, team up.
And it's like that's the thing is you make Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, but you pretty much only have one good guy because you turned Wanda evil.
Yeah, one. Yeah, and then like it was a cool scene, but I think it would have been cooler if we kept those characters around, like the Reed Richards, the Xavier. I don't know, like seeing them all get massacred has its own value, but like maybe it could have been better.
Like, and that's why people love No Way Home. You brought in other Spider-Man. You made it cool.
I heard Spider-Man 4 was going to be even a bigger multiverse movie.
Yes, and people were wondering who this person's playing.
Sadie Sink.
People at first thought she was going to play Jean Grey, which is silly to me because why would Jean Grey be in a Spider-Man movie? But so many people thought that.
I think Mary Jane.
Obviously she should be Mary Jane.
Yeah.
Which is curious because we have Michelle Jones from the regular MCU shit.
I don't think they're changing Zendaya. She's too big of an actress.
But then who is this redhead playing?
Yeah, she's gonna be in the Spider-Man movie, and she's very
apparently
popular. She's gonna be popular right now.
She's gonna be like how do they describe her? Like she's like they describe her like a superhero where she's like she doesn't stand down to confrontation. And
maybe
whatever.
She'll be Mary Jane, but maybe they're not going to be together.
Hey, it could be multiversal, right? Multiverse Mary Jane.
I do think that's going to be what it is, but people will be like, "Oh shit, Mary Jane!" Like first time seeing Mary Jane.
And isn't Tom Holland like close to the age that Tobey Maguire was when he first started playing Spider-Man?
Maybe
because wasn't Tobey like in his 30s, playing a high school kid or something?
Should we obtain some Beeros?
I'm not sure.
Beeros?
Yeah, it's on Tom Holland's
Some say that a Beero can save us.
Yeah, we'll get drunk off Beeros.
Okay, let's just think about this. So I would love to see an evil version of Maestro. I would love to see a futuristic Hulk who's just fucking the big
evil Maestro. Maestro's always evil. Is there a good Maestro? He's always like, fuck you.
But it's always like he's outlasted everybody. He's not really evil. He's just like the world's done.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
But like, I would love to see just like an evil the version of Maestro that's just fucking totally evil. Because then it's just like I would love to see a version of the Hulk that's super like that's just back to 2012 Hulk, angry smash up against like a Maestro. You know what I mean? And it's like the Maestro just treats him like shit. And then it's like then we need Planet Hulk. And we bring Scar. What's this kid?
Yeah, Scar.
Yeah, that's it. Fucking, we give him a haircut.
Give him a proper haircut. Oh my god, that scene is so fucking funny.
And bring back Justin Hammer. He was awesome.
Wait, Scar?
At the very end of She-Hulk, there's a barbecue with She-Hulk and regular Hulk.
Oh, okay.
And Scar shows up like a shy kid with the stupidest haircut.
I thought you were talking about Lion King.
Yeah.
I thought I was like, okay, really.
Yeah, it's really dumb.
Be prepared for sensational news.
I don't know. I'm trying to get excited for Doomsday, but I guess I just don't know what the fuck it's about and what to be excited about. Except for Doom himself, I guess. But I don't know what to expect. I'm so lost on it.
No, I'm pumped. I don't care. Dr. Doom, Robert Downey Jr., Marvel. That's all I need.
Oh yeah, apparently Marvel's a little concerned because Electric State got like 10% Rotten Tomatoes.
You know who I would have actually had play Doom? I would have liked Alan Richardson to play Doom.
Honestly, yeah.
He would have looked so good in that fucking like.
He has the body to fill out the Doctor Doom suit.
100%.
See, RDJ right now is very scrawny
because like the performance is behind a mask.
That's the thing is I don't want to see RDJ's face. No, Doctor Doom has a mask, and you know he's not going to wear it much because you got to show off the RDJ. So that's my first concern when I heard the news. But it's still my concern.
I'm okay with that because that'll be kind of that's relevant to the story. I think to see his
bring
face.
back the masks.
That's my biggest gripe is that he's too small.
Yeah,
we better not get scrawny Doom.
We're getting scrawny Doom. I don't know how this guy's getting bigger.
But you know what though? The one thing I will say with everything, I do feel like what's coming back in right now is the apocalypse storytelling. It feels like all of the successful shows right now are related to that because that wasn't in for a long time.
That's true. And you're getting Apocalypse with Doomsday probably.
And just Walking Dead's numbers have been picking up quite a bit just lately. Fallout's numbers are fucking insane. From is a really popular show. Last of Us. Also like 20 Days Later. I was trying to think of stuff that's actually like people like.
Right
because
now.
Besides that, everything else I feel like is failing. There's stuff that I think would be popular, like Marvel and all that shit. All their shows are just failing. Movies suck. People are starting to watch more like those different, what would you call them, genres? Like the horror genre. I don't know what you would call it.
Something.
It just feels like, or like Severance. Just like what I think.
I don't know. There's always shows like that that have been kind of good. They've always been around.
I feel like people are just care to watch like those type of shows now. Being in this like universe.
I'm sure there's a trend going up.
Well, with superheroes, shit, but I feel like superheroes right now are just not in anymore.
It's not. I wouldn't say it's that they're not in. It's just that we all like variety. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
and the shows that you just mentioned, Severance, Invincible, From, they're all vastly different. But when you get into this Marvel shit, it's all follows the same beat. So it's like you want us to watch movies and these TV shows, and they're all follow the same shit.
Marvel's just boring right now.
But like, to me, I look at it as it's all Disney.
Brave New, I know, shit. And like Disneyfying thing is still very much a thing where they make all the dialogue like milk toast, just like nothing's that confrontational. It doesn't feel real.
Because why is it all Disney shows look like they look like shit? All low quality.
Meanwhile, Invincible has like it has dialogue you believe.
Yeah.
You know, it's not bad. And especially the last fight scene. Damn.
Yeah.
How do we feel about this? There's a big rumor that Scarlet Witch is going to be the wife of Doctor Doom. They're going to be together.
Blowing her back out?
Some people are saying that there's an age difference. I don't know how old Scarlet Witch is though. There's like an age thing. Wasn't
there
in Age of Ultron? Wasn't she
but like
I can't remember her story. I didn't watch WandaVision, or
I guess this. I'm just thinking like, well, she would be in her 30s and he would be in his 40s.
Is that or
wait?
Isn't
there
like a 20?
What I was going to say, I guess he's probably older.
Isn't that like a 30-year difference or some shit?
I don't think it'd be 30.
See, in the comics, they do end up together for Secret Wars, so that doesn't make sense that it would happen.
See, and like it's going to be one of those things where it's going to be revealed to the audience, right? So it's like we already know he's RDJ, so that's spoiled for us.
I think that Scarlet Witch just doesn't give a shit about Vision. Her the Multiverse of Madness, no mention of Vision. WandaVision, she fucks off and just gets rid of Vision. And this, she's with Doctor Doom.
I thought she loved Vision and WandaVision.
Yeah, at the very end. At the very end, White Vision fucks off, and then she doesn't. I guess she doesn't look for him ever again.
Vision.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it.
Vision.
White
where
Vision's
is
hanging
Vision?
out with. He's hanging out with Chris Pratt. Remember from the leaks? He's hanging out with Chris Pratt
Oh
on the
yeah,
couch.
there was those fucking hot leaks.
Oh, the artwork?
Yeah, the artwork.
If that's all real.
So
then yeah,
Star-Lord's
shit.
coming back.
Shove Chris Pratt in anything.
Yes.
It's punishment for missing the podcast.
That's right. But also a Goofy movie documentary. I can't wait to watch it. One of my fave movies. Fuck,
Damn.
that movie made a lot of people crave pizza.
Is that the not a goof thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd watch that.
Yeah. Goofy movie was one of the all times that I remember.
They did pizza great in the movie.
Oh my God.
Picking him a slice. Oh.
It makes me want to try Chicago deep dish because I know that's not the pizza that was in there. But when you see the cheese pulls from a deep dish pizza,
cheese pulls are important.
But there was like I thought there was like a cheese tube thing or something that they did. That also looked really cool.
Oh yeah, that's spray cheese.
Yeah, that holy fuck. I was just like, what is this?
Call it pre-cheese?
No, spray cheese.
Oh.
You can get that here. Oh wait.
I don't even know what.
I think you can. Well, it's pretty much cheese whiz in a can.
Okay.
It's not anything cool.
I don't like cheese whiz.
When you're a kid, you
gross.
think it's cool, but no.
I think in a lot of places it's illegal because of how unhealthy it is.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But yeah, it's pretty much cheese whiz in a fucking spray container that you fucking on crackers.
Oh,
I say it like that, crackers.
I see. Wow.
Yeah, it's not something I would want to fucking throat down too much.
Too much.
I would definitely try. If we had a can of, I think it's called Easy Cheese. Easy Squeeze? Cheesy Ease. But yeah, and also, speaking of something that I believe is going to get 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, the Goof Duck, ones that's getting like 42% is the Snow White movie. Like,
so there's so much controversy with the movie because of comments that the main actor said. Mostly, I don't know. There's a bunch of political stuff. That aside, apparently she's a good singer in the movie, and her performance is either good or bad.
I heard Rachel Zegler does a really good performance, but there's somebody that put a Gal Gadot at the end of their career because it just seems like Gal Gadot delivered the worst performance of her life in that movie. No.
Yeah.
Which everybody knows that fucking meme of her saying that. But yeah, supposedly I want to watch this because people are saying like, holy fuck. And a lot of people are tearing apart Mark Webb, but honestly, I really don't think this is his fault. Like the studio most likely made him hire Gal Gadot, as well as supposedly the dwarfs or whatever are abominations. And they're like, and that's, at first they were people, then they got changed to thieves, and all of a sudden they're back to fucking animated.
I don't blame Mark Webb at all. There's so many changes the studio probably made to the movie because of all the controversy, trying to make it just right. It's Disney. Well, it's Disney.
I know, but I saw so many critics like bashing him, and it's like this obviously wasn't his fault.
No, like it's like I don't know, like giving like director like when it comes to Disney, there's so many. Everything is by committee. It's hard to like get blame even for positive things a director because there's so much other shit going on. It's like the Ruffo brothers. What am I saying? Ruffo brothers. What are they called? Russo brothers. Amazing directors in Marvel because they probably work really well by committee or in a committee, whatever. But outside, they're making Electric State and and Gray Man and they're getting like 10% Rotten Tomatoes, having their movies bomb that cost like $200 million, losing millions of dollars to Warner Brothers. So I don't know. It's like a different machine over there. Big machine.
I think, some people are good directors, but they're not good at like story building.
Yeah, there was like Lion King Mufasa, was that director complained or something? But like he made some kind of comment about hating the process, that there's so many changes to his script, to his vision, where it just became unrecognizable. Yeah,
which
I can understand the frustration. Imagine like we get the opportunity for a Resident Evil movie, and then producers come in going like, "No, don't. I got a better Wesker."
Yeah, what if we make Christina?
And speaking of Resident Evil,
how's she gonna punch boulders?
Remember Resident Evil news? We got one cast member we know about, very scrawny looking guy, new Wesker.
Wait, is that real?
That's probably real.
Yeah, there's this kid named Austin Abrams, and kind of looks like a crackhead.
Yeah, that's the best way to describe him. Kind of looks like crap.
Like if you look at the picture that they posted, initially he looked like a good looking guy, but then when I looked at more pictures, he looked very crackheady. Like his eyes almost looked like they weren't straight.
What do you think they're going for?
Like I said, if this guy was supposed to be Billy Cohen, if they're doing Resident Evil 0, I'd be like, that's a good Billy Cohen. Holy shit.
Fuck.
What?
He's not Wesker.
No, we don't know who he
he's
is.
probably
He might
not.
be Leon.
Oh, you know what? He probably is Leon.
He's supposedly short too. But it's like, that's not. I said, if anything, you would give him a little bit of muscle, he could be Billy Cohen.
What you want to bet he's going to be like? He's going to be just.
If he's Chris, what the fuck?
Are they adapting a storyline or making their own entirely?
They said it's going to be more faithful to the
I swear
games.
to God, it's going to be like I'm a drug addict in an alley, and then zombies are around, and how am I going to deal with it emotionally?
And then they give him
some shit like that.
And then they give him superpowers, and his name's like Malice, male Alice.
Wow. So their sources are saying that they're going on a horror track with this, and it's going to be have a lot of elements of wilderness survival thriller.
So they're making it in the woods to cut.
Wait, but that means that it would be more like 1.
Yeah.
Or 0.
So I don't know if they're doing the Resident Evil 1 story or like I don't know.
I really hope it doesn't. It's not like
be,
Hellboy, the latest Hellboy movie, where it takes place in the woods because they didn't want to spend money.
Well,
I like the horror thing. That's good.
Like if it is, 1 takes place in the forest quite a bit. You start in the forest and then you go in the mansion, but then you're also around the residence.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind. I mean, imagine doing a movie on Bravo team. Helicopter goes down. How they survive, just make that into a movie, and then they all fucking die.
One of my favorite things is how Rebecca goes through all this shit in 0, and then in 1 mentions nothing.
I know, like if I fought a giant scorpion, I would mention it.
And a leech man and fucking zombies, and then you just show up with everybody else and like, Richard got bit by a giant snake.
Rebecca's the real hero.
I hope
he's like helping Richard out with his wounds, and like she's been through hell hours before.
I hope that guy plays like Brad.
Oh,
like
yeah.
We don't see a lot.
Brad sucks.
Wait. So, yeah.
I don't know who else that can play. Like,
why would that be the first casting we hear about? Like, he must be important.
He must be.
He must be like one of the main characters, like the lead, perhaps.
Like, I'm growing out my hair to play Leon. I'm doing this. Cast me. I should be him. What are we doing? I'm the right age. If you de-age me,
I'm gaining weight to play Wesker. They'll probably hire me.
Yeah, when you guys said he might play Wesker and I saw him, I was just like, what the fuck? No.
Yeah, I saw you had such a fun, like, horrified. No, I don't know who the fuck he's supposed to play because he looks like no one.
Oh, you know what we should do? We should watch the Netflix Resident Evil and take it apart.
The hair that they gave, which he's a good actor. Who's the guy? Reddick. Chronicles of Riddick.
I don't think
Lance Reddick, the guy who played Wesker.
Where at one point one of his clones shows up as Blade.
They gave him like a flat top.
Yeah.
I don't think I watched that.
Nobody did.
It was so like Lance Reddick, he's a great actor. Unfortunately passed, but he was chosen to play Wesker for some reason. And apparently the dialogue is just absolutely cringy as fuck. And there's so many tropes and stupid drama, love triangles.
If they fuck this up again, I have no idea. I have no idea. I don't know what to do. I don't know what the studio's fucking doing. I don't know why they keep doing this. And at this point, just make something 1-to-1 with the games. At least the fans will go and see it.
Weird, right? Like they've held on to the Resident Evil movie license for so long, and they're just producing bullshit. Why?
Oh, we're back here again, ladies and gentlemen. It has to be because it's episode 90. But I'm just saying, like,
I'm gonna lose my shit if it's bad.
Like, at this point, all the fans would go and see it if you made it a 1-to-1 of the first one.
We would
at least you'd make money there, because the thing is, I don't think any of these movies have made money since the fucking Paul W.S. Anderson movies.
I think we'll be on episode like 150 something or whatever of the pod, and then we'll probably have to do a whole hour ranting on this fucking movie.
Wait, is it coming out next year? I think they're fast tracking it.
It's coming out September 18th next year.
Yeah.
So, and they haven't started filming yet, so it's going to be like the effects are going to be rushed.
We're going to hear all about this.
So we're going to be learning about the casting news in the next few months. They're going to film probably this summer, ending later this year, and then they'll edit all next year. Trailer probably in a year from now or something.
Once again, I just can't understand how they did The Last of Us almost like a 1-to-1 with just added things.
Yeah.
And it, was
and
so
it did
successful.
Amazingly.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody's following that formula. Nobody.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to me. Just follow the game.
Because if the game did well, it means the story's good.
Yeah, exactly. if you're making a movie on the game, then the game story must be good, right?
Like, I know watching it, maybe the things that are going to happen, but I would enjoy that. Like, every little thing of like, you'd have to choose between Jill and Chris if you're in the first movie. The little things of like,
or you just follow them both,
or you could just do that. Yeah, because you'd follow
because you can make them both doing stuff at the end. Because the only difference is that you find one of them trapped at the end. You can change that at any time.
Yeah,
just make one of them trapped at the end, and then make them team up and fight him at the end. You can do something where it makes sense, or you don't even have to include that. That's just to get a different end. That's to get the best ending. So just don't lock them up.
Like, just the ending. Just thinking about like going outside in the back and having like go down there. You put the arrow thing in, going down. Like, just like the visuals of it. Holy fuck! You gotta fight that guy down there, putting the faces.
And one of the things that I hope people realize and they should have learned from superhero movies, is that people don't care about goofiness. The thing is, like, fucking great white sharks in the aqua ring.
Yeah.
Fucking do it. You know why? Because these are the things that sold the game, and these are still the things that people loved about it. So it's like, don't stray away.
Yeah.
Like, they should adapt to the same way they're adapting comic book movies or like comic books. A lot of it is like 1-to-1, especially when it comes to Invincible. That shit is 1-to-1.
Yeah, I know.
One thing I have hope for still, but I am slightly concerned, is that the God of War writer, I think, is he mentioned recently this TV show coming out on HBO, I think, that he couldn't play the game, so he tried, but he couldn't play it. Now,
wait, he couldn't play Resident Evil?
No, this is for God of War.
God of War TV show.
Okay.
Yeah, just in reference to like adapting material, and like I'm kind of now this has my concern raised, because it's like I know you just have to adapt the story, but I feel like you get a better sense for the story if you actually play the game versus somebody telling you the story, right?
See, but this is what I saw in that article, but it wasn't specified. He said he couldn't play the game. Doesn't mean he didn't watch somebody else. Because what happened, I know that the actress for Jill for Resident Evil, she said she couldn't play the game, but she watched somebody else play it. And she loved the Jill character off that. So it is very well that he didn't play the game, but he watched the game.
It's not the best news to hear. It would be nice if they specified that, I watched my bro play the game on Twitch on TV plus John. But they never said that, so whatever. I don't know. My expectations are low anyways. It's a adaptation. You never know how it's going to turn out. Resident Evil is bad.
The people who've made these successful adaptations, I don't even think that they played the games. Like, I don't think that the showrunner for Last of Us probably played the game.
Yeah, it just doesn't give you encouragement to hear it, right?
Jonathan Nolan, I think, loves the Fallout games.
Oh, and those that fucking show is like exactly the same tone and feel of when you play the game.
I haven't seen Last of Us, but
it's the same.
Fallout is such a great adaptation.
Last of Us is very good for that. It covers it's exactly the first game. The issue with The Last of Us, though, I would say, like the TV show, is that it's just like you're watching the game, because the game has so many like long cutscenes. You're like watching the same thing, so it's not as impactful. If that makes any sense.
I know, but it's
it's perfect still. You know, people who don't know the story watching it, they're probably like, holy shit.
See, and this is one of those things where it's like Resident Evil 1 the remake was made when the GameCube came out, so like early 2000s. Yeah. So it's like, if you did an adaptation of the story, like, even though that people played these games, they probably know the story, know what happens, but they haven't played it in a long time. So seeing those things would feel welcoming. The Last of Us is different. Like, that came out on PS3. Like, that was fucking pretty recent. We've had so many re-releases, and they just did the fucking like remake of 1.
True.
So it's like, that's what's fresh in our heads. But if you give us some 1-to-1 scenes, we're more likely to pop and get excited about it than to be like, oh, why are you doing this? So I'm just really sick and tired. And if I don't see a trailer of Resident Evil, and they're doing the Arclay Mount, and we're finally just getting a story focus on one fucking game, I don't even care what fucking game it is. Just do one of them.
So yeah, from the articles I was reading, a lot of people think it's Leon that he's going to be cast for, and they're saying, oh, they might have found their new lead. So if that's Leon and they're talking about wilderness stuff, then I'm just hoping that this is just going to be a story on number 4. That's it.
Shouldn't they choose not only a more built guy, but a more attractive? Damn. A more attractive looking guy than Grimace? I don't know.
Mayor McCheese?
Yeah, I don't know. Are they like Leon's a drug addict in Raccoon City?
He doesn't, like, I don't know. I don't think that he's not like I don't even know this is the like people would be like, oh, don't bash looks, but this is Hollywood. This is the era of like we want our actors to be hot. Like these are the people. But honestly, I don't care if they do 2 first and then do 1 as a prequel, because honestly, 2 you can lay the foundation, then do 1 to be like this is how it happened, because that might be a better way, because you cast a young Leon and then you do 1, or then you do 2. And then you do 1, and then it's like then you can age everybody up.
See, now I'm thinking about it, they would have to tell the stories of 1 and 2 or something first, because I think doing number 4 would be too much. Just the zombies or whatever talking and the way that whole thing is. I think for general audiences not knowing anything about that shit, it would be like, what is this?
I doubt they're adapting any specific game. I think there's going to be like zombies. There's a Raccoon City and Umbrella. Okay, same approach Netflix had. I'm thinking they're just doing it again.
I'm terrified that what they have thought is, well, we gave them the games. I'm so scared that they think that they did that with Welcome to Raccoon City. We gave them the game. Yeah. Now they don't want that. It's like, no, you didn't give a shit. Yeah, you gave us what you thought the games were, or somebody else did, where somebody walked into the office, the chief, and he's just like, okay, everybody, we got zombies. And fuck you, Leo.
I know that's what that movie is. We live streamed it on Appetite for the Den, Twitch, and we counted the amount of profanity he had for the F word. So much. The dialogue was terrible. They just threw an F word in everybody's mouth to make it sound edgy.
I know, and everybody was bagging on Leon.
Everyone hated Leon. And he was the best character there. Well, Claire was, yeah.
Clay, the thing that bugged me were some, like, that guy was an awesome young Chris.
Yeah.
The girl looked good as Claire. Well, that's the thing, is like they hit Resident Evil 2. Well, that's the thing. They got the Redfields right.
Yeah.
But then Wesker was like, who the fuck is that?
Wesker
the guy who played Irons could have been a really good Irons if he didn't have the shittiest dialogue in the fucking movie.
Mm-hmm.
They made him like drive out and then go back. This is why.
And then they made Annette not evil. She was just Birkin's wife, and they just discredit who Sherry was. Like, nobody gave a fuck, and then it was just like, it was all Birkin, and you mixed game 1 and 2, and no Tyrant.
True. And I don't like the actor they chose for Birkin.
Yeah.
I think we should
Birkin
just do a Resident Evil podcast.
Honestly, the guy they're casting, that better be Birkin. That's a better Birkin than a Leon.
You know what? We should do a podcast centering on each of the games.
We should just change it to Resident Evil podcast. We'll get way more views.
Probably.
We have so much to say about Resident Evil.
But we'd have to actually play all the games. I played most of them. I've seen a playthrough of 0 all the way through. I haven't beat it myself.
I'm going to rename this podcast
Christian's pissed that I haven't beaten that game yet.
0.
He's pissed that you haven't either.
All you guys quit because you're all fools and no one's saved.
I got to the mansion or to the place. Like, I finished the train part and I stopped.
I remember what happened to me.
What actually that I remember so pissed because what happened to you? You died, so you went back. You had to redo everything, and then you stopped. But before that, I died, and I had to redo everything. But then, as I was almost like caught up, you died, and then we stopped playing. And I was like, I fucking did everything again.
I sort of got Brandon the same thing.
Yeah, this is my issue in all games, is that even with ink ribbons, I know it's a finite resource, so I don't want to use it. So it's like, oh, I'll save this, I'll push it, then all of a sudden I die, and it's like, why didn't I fucking use it?
The problem is we've become too good at survival. We should be like, that should be our mindset, but it's actually for a good reason. We don't end up with like 10, 20 Magnum rounds by the end of the game.
Yeah, that has happened multiple times in a lot of games. I'm like, oh, this is my best gun. These are like my best guns. I'm going to hoard the ammo. And then all of a sudden it's like I use like 8 shots on the final boss. Then I still got like 50. And it's like, well, I could have used the other fucking 42 bullets throughout the game, and I could have had fun. Instead, I make the game harder for myself. And then at the end, I just have an excess.
I agree.
And also, I just want everybody to know, before we were watching our other channel, Mini Minds, new video just came out. Fucking, it's popping off. Everybody knows it. But we were watching it, and then I saw some people pass by, and they like looked at the TV. And I just think it's so funny to think that somebody's looking at the TV, and they're like, oh, look at what they're watching. And then they look into the window, and then we're on the couch. So
watching ourselves.
like I would understand like if it was like a home video or something, but it has production value. There's green screen, so it's just like the double take is like, oh, wait, what the fuck? It'd be like I said, like it's like the Leonardo DiCaprio meme. But can you imagine like you see Django on the TV and then Leo's on his couch just watching? What the fuck?
Must be weird to watch your own movie.
Right,
You're just in there. You know what I'm saying?
You know, it wouldn't be weird if I was in Resident Evil. Where's my? Give me! We'll win Oscars. At least something. Tony?
Yeah.
Is that musical?
Well, AI will get so good, we'll make our own Resident Evil movie. Then just release it.
See, but like, I'm also the type of person where it's like, I'm not an idiot. So it's like, I've seen, okay, that's the wrong phrasing here, but I just mean like, I've seen some of these people that like love the original game so much, where it's like, I'm not that person either, where it's like, they are like, oh, the cheesy dialogue. And it's like, they just want this shitty dialogue and these weird acted scenes. And it's like, I'm not that crazy. Like, I would want to make this good and like good dialogue.
Like
I wouldn't want it to be like
fan film that we watch.
Like show some, like a certain fan film. And I would like to throw in some references, but I would like it to be well written, nice established shots. That's the thing. These movies need a good cinematographer.
Yeah, good director. That's very important. You need to establish atmosphere. Terrifier 3 was amazing. Also in part because of how they established each shot. The color grading. That one scene in the bathtub, fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Jaw-dropping, spectacular.
And two things these movies need. Good cinematographer, because you need these good shots, but you need a good makeup guy. And you need to focus on practical effects.
You need to go with K&B. The people that do The Walking Dead zombies, but not just that, they've done everything. I think they were with The Substance or whatever. Pretty sure. They've done a lot. You look at their fucking Creep Show, Tales from the Crypt, like everything. Anything practical, body horror,
good
anything.
monsters,
because the zombies in Welcome to Raccoon City were way too bulbousy. They were like wet, soaking. Like in the games, they were like thin. You know what I mean? Like they were like devoid of fucking devoid of like water, and they were just like bones. But in the Welcome to Raccoon City, they were so round, like they were full of pus.
Yeah.
Like, and Welcome to Raccoon City, there was that old lady, but she had like 3 hairs on her head. And it's like, that's not what the zombie virus does to you. You keep your hair and all that.
Yeah, that is
right?
true.
So why does she look like that?
See, and I think it's because what they were going off of was the look of the first zombie. You know, the first zombie that you meet in the mansion, he's like turning around, but I think that was just a bald guy. I love the look at that zombie because he's so dried out. It's like he's flaking, like his skin's
and
so
as his
dry.
head turning, is kind of shaking.
Oh, the number one.
So good.
But he's the only zombie that looks like that.
Yeah, everybody else. I want the zombies that raise their arms up, go, oh, you know. Give me also crimson heads.
See, but that's the thing is that these games always did a great job at like when it has to be zombies, you have to make things condensed because that's how it's hard to get through them. It's like the streets of Raccoon City, there was cars on the way and there's fire to make the space smaller because now it's harder to move around them. There, you're in the mansion. That's why it's tough. There might not be a lot of zombies, but it's because when there's a zombie at the front of you and back of you in a hallway, you have to deal with them.
Yep.
And then as the game progresses, next thing you know, you're getting in bigger areas. But now you have these BOWs that are spiders and fucking shit because those are more difficult. And that's what these games haven't done. I haven't seen a giant fucking insect.
Imagine this movie's gonna end up being the best thing ever.
That'd be amazing.
That's all I want in life.
Oh, you know what? The director, the director made that one thing that's really good. The fucking
Barbarian.
Right? So there's some, of course, that's one good movie the guy made. So it kind of popped
He made
up.
a shitty comedy movie.
Yeah, so maybe that's the one good movie you'll ever make. Who knows?
Barbarian. Okay, but we're gonna wrap this up. Episode 90. We're back on the Resident Evil talk. I love that this is how we end up everything, is because we just end up getting pissed. We end up getting pissed about Resident Evil, and rightfully so. I'm gonna be pissed until they do it right.
Exactly. Brandon, you've been quiet.
Yeah, Brandon.
What do you think about Resident Evil?
He's not messaging back. Yeah, so everybody, thanks. As always, I've been Budge, twitch.tv/BigBudge. We got mini minds every 2 weeks now. Coming at you, coming live.
Coming live. We got Film Tyrant on YouTube, John Odds on Twitch. Subscribe and follow.
And do Twitch too.
And share it with your fucking grandfather.
And we got appetite for the big old D.
Appetite for the.
We got Movie Idol. And
Right.
yeah, okay, hit the music. Damn, those pistachio ice caps. I love that that's how we usually start these. Damn.
Pistachio.
Now I can actually like.
I got everybody a nice fucking.
Go nuts on that.
Hey, I get it. Pistachio. Go nuts.
Yeah.
I need another cool TV show to watch. Movie.
You should watch Home Videos season 3, episode 5.
Yeah, I got the. Yeah, that shit's so funny. The whole like. So I'm posting our home videos specifically on Black. There's a TV there's an app called Quasi TV, which emulates cable, and it's just funny to see that our home videos are appearing on a classic cable TV format. It makes me laugh.
I love that it has seasons and episodes.
I know.
That's what's hilarious.
Wait, can I get access to that?
Yeah, if you download the app Quasi TV, it'll show the Plex, our home videos, of course, on Plex, in like a classic cable TV format. Where's everybody going?